Listen carefully, my child. I shouted your name precisely before the world woke up and before the cacophony of the day could reach you. I was calling you with purpose, intention, and timing that was predetermined long before you realized it, not by happenstance, accident, or because you were looking. You might not have noticed it yet, but something changed when I said your name. A long, closed door softly opened, creating room in the invisible for you. A divine portal that is in line with your mission. It was revealed, not made, at that very instant. Your spirit sensed it even though you were unable to see it with your own eyes. You experienced that abrupt silence, that inexplicable pull, that silent instant when everything appeared to stop and something within of you became conscious. You didn't imagine that. That was me reaching out to you through all of the distractions, noise, and other things that try to take you off course. I need you to comprehend this. Obviously, my kid, I don't move at random. I don't make pointless calls or open doors that don't lead anywhere. Every call I make has direction, and every moment I create has significance. It was time for a shift that could not be postponed, which is why I called your name at 3. You don't realize how long you've been waiting. There were times when you felt stuck, like nothing was moving, and your prayers and efforts went unanswered. However, preparations were underway even at those times. Something was aligning beneath the surface even when you thought nothing was going on. You've been through more than you talk about. You've carried doubts that attempted to undermine your confidence, concerns that you didn't always know the answers to, and quiet struggles that nobody around you truly understood. Even though you had days when you felt weak and nights when your thoughts were heavy, you persisted. Even though a part of you wanted to give up, you didn't. You don't comprehend how important that is. Each tear I witnessed it every time you were on the verge of leaving, and every time you decided to continue when it would have been simpler to give up. I was present in those invisible moments in ways you are only now starting to realize, not far away or absent. I am going to call you forward now. Going back to what was familiar is not the point of this moment. It's about embracing reality. This portal is more than simply a chance that might or might not be significant. Alignment is what it is. It is where the things that were written for your life come together and where you are right now. It is the start of awareness following ambiguity, movement following delay, and clarity following confusion. However, alignment necessitates your involvement. You are not compelled to do it. You respond to it. You could already be experiencing a change. It's possible that your thoughts have changed. Things that used to make sense could suddenly seem ambiguous. Additionally, things you previously disregarded could now seem significant. You shouldn't be afraid of this. As soon as you start to align with your purpose, your perspective shifts. The things that no longer belong start to feel awkward, and your awareness of what really matters starts to grow. This isn't a loss. Transformation is what this is. I am aware that you have doubts about this particular moment. You might be questioning whether this is genuine, whether it's really meant for you, or whether you're prepared for what lies ahead. These inquiries are normal, but they shouldn't deter you. You weren't picked because you were flawless. You had everything sorted out, therefore you weren't called. You received a call because you are prepared to pay attention, to develop, and to proceed even in the face of uncertainty. Willingness has great power. Every door is opened by this initial step. To proceed, you don't have to see the complete trail. To start moving, you don't have to be completely confident. The voice that summoned you is mine, therefore all you have to do is trust it. I also don't confuse you. I guide you toward understanding. One decision at a time, one understanding at a time, one step at a time. I contacted you during a calm hour for this reason. It is simple to overlook important things when the world is noisy. However, your spirit can hear more clearly when everything is quiet. You also heard something. Something inside of you recognized it, even if you attempted to dismiss it, questioned it, or convinced yourself it was nothing. It's not a random recognition. It is your inner consciousness reacting to reality. Now pay close attention to this. You must pay attention to this moment. Hesitancy has no effect on this gateway. It reacts to alignment. It reacts when you decide to move, not when you're still unsure. You don't have to hurry, but you can't do nothing. Avoidance and patience are two different things, and this is not the moment to suppress your emotions. I am asking you to proceed with confidence. Trust does not guarantee that you won't experience uncertainty in the future. It implies that you decide to go forward in the face of uncertainty. It implies that you depend more on your deep senses than on things that seem confusing to you. It implies that you cease waiting for ideal circumstances before reacting to what has already been presented to you. Some individuals might not comprehend the change in you. Relationships may start to shift, circumstances may feel different, and habits may no longer suit the person you are growing into. Don't let this deter you. Not everyone is designed to accompany you through every phase of your life. Some belong to your history. Some will come into contact with you in the future, while others are a part of your education. Let this procedure continue without opposition. Your route is not being lost. You re-entering it. You not lagging behind. The timing of your alignment is perfect. Unfamiliar things are supposed to help you grow, not to confuse you. Although growth frequently causes discomfort at first, it eventually results in direction, strength, and clarity. Thus, stay in the present. Don't run away from it. Don't write it off. Give yourself permission to experience what is going on inside of you. Give yourself permission to recognize that something is changing. Being aware is the first step toward change, and you restarting to notice. Simply admit to yourself that you are paying listening, that you are open, and that you are willing to proceed by writing yes below if you sense this message within yourself. There is more to comprehend and more will become apparent as you proceed, so stick with this message until the very end. And walk in that knowledge if my words have given you even a tiny sense of calm or clarity. Take it with you throughout the day and allow it to direct your subsequent actions. Additionally, my child, please use the link below to support my ministry so that this light can continue to reach people who are still looking, waiting, and in need of truth. If these words affect your heart and offer you strength, clarity, or serenity, stay with me now, my kid. Your current emotions are not random, so don't rush past them. It is more than just a feeling, and it should not be disregarded. It's awareness growing within you. I called your name, but it wasn't just to let a door open. It was to awaken a part of you that had been waiting for the appropriate moment, and now is that moment. You could still be attempting to figure out exactly what has changed, and that's all right. It's not always clear-cut. At times, happens gradually, much like light entering a room at first light. You see simply shapes at first. Then specifics start to emerge, and before you know it, everything is visible. You are currently experiencing that in your life. Things are starting to show. Things are starting to become apparent. You were moving without fully comprehending for a very long time. You were making an effort, growing, learning, and struggling, but you were unable to see the big picture. You asked yourself. You questioned whether you were headed in the right direction. You searched for indications, verification, or proof that you weren't wasting your time. And you continued even when you couldn't see it clearly. This is the reason this moment is so important. Because you are no longer acting in a blind manner. You are now becoming conscious of your way. You are starting to discern good from wrong. You are beginning to distinguish between things that deplete you and things that give you strength. One of the best gifts you can get is this awareness. But you have to pay attention to it. Don't disregard what you see. The thoughts that feel unusual should not be ignored. Don't ignore the sense that something is shifting. That sensation is not a sign of confusion. Alignment is starting to happen. Indeed, there might be opposition, my kid. You can have periods of uncertainty once more. There can be circumstances that attempt to force you to revert to your previous routines, habits, and ways of thinking. This is a step in the procedure. What is behind you will try to call you back once you start moving forward. However, you have to choose what you will do. Which will you follow, what is true, or what is familiar? Only you are able to respond to this question. Additionally, you respond with more than simply words. Your choices, actions, and direction all demonstrate it. Decide to move forward from this point on. You don't have to make significant adjustments right away. It's not necessary to push everything at once, but you must be mindful. Be mindful of your decisions. Take note of what you let into your life. When you start to connect with your mission, you won't understand how much your path is shaped by the little things you devote your time, energy, and attention to. Little choices start to matter. The manner in which you think, communicate, and react to circumstances, everything begins to become more significant. It's not because you're being judged, but rather because you're redeveloping. Growth necessitates awareness, and awareness necessitates integrity. My child, be truthful with yourself. What aspects of your life no longer feel right? When something should feel light, it feels heavy. What should seem natural yet feels forced? These emotions are not arbitrary, they serve as signals, and what is serene at the same time, what, despite being unfamiliar, seems right? What makes you feel calmly confident, even if you're unable to adequately explain it? These are signals as well. Acquire the ability to identify the distinction. Right now, you don't have to know every answer. You don't have to be aware of the precise direction that everything is going. However, since that emotion is leading you step by step, you must believe what you are starting to experience. And pay close attention, my kid. In this procedure, you are not by yourself. You are being directed even when it seems like you are working things out on your own, and you feel like no one can relate to you. Not in a manner that compels you, but in a manner that guides you gently. Your thoughts can sometimes provide such direction. Occasionally it manifests as a flash of insight. Sometimes it manifests as an unavoidable emotion. And occasionally it arrives in the form of messages like this, which you receive just when you need them. I beg that you remain present for this reason. Please take your time scrolling beyond this. Don't let distractions divert your attention from what you are currently getting. You can benefit from this. You must take something from this place with you beyond right now. Right, I hear you here if you can relate to these words in any way. Just accept that you are choosing to pay attention, that you are choosing to be conscious, and that you are not neglecting this moment. And I want you to do something straightforward but effective as you go. After that, take a moment to sit quietly, even if it's only for a minute. There was silence, no noise, and no distractions. And take note of your emotions, take note of your thoughts. Observe what emerges after everything else is clear as silent. You can increase your awareness in this way. This is how you start to hear more clearly, not by pressuring people to respond, but by giving them room to do. So, my child, you are not behind. You re not running late. You re not lost. You re going through a transitional period. Additionally, transitions always seem unclear before they become apparent. Thus, practice self-compassion and self-honesty. Above all, remember that what is happening in your life at this moment is not random. It has significance, it is intentional. Additionally, it is taking you somewhere better than where you have been. Right, I received this below. If this message is giving you a new perspective, use it as a means of affirming that you are receptive to personal development, clarity, and the revelations in your life. And continue on this journey until the very finish, as each step will help you comprehend what has already started inside of you. My darling, take a moment to stay motionless and pay closer attention, because the cacophony of the world cannot explain what I am going to convey to you. I didn't just yell your name to wake you up. It was to cut you off from things that don't fit with your new identity. And for that reason, things might feel different right now. Your surroundings might not feel the same because of this. For this reason, some ideas, discussions, and even relationships are starting to change. This transition is not something you can imagine, it's happening to you. You spent a considerable amount of time surrounded by patterns that kept you in a specific location. Thinking, behaving, and remaining in a safe place even when it didn't seem right are all examples of patterns. These patterns were a part of your journey, but they weren't intended to trap you indefinitely. You learned lessons from them. They demonstrated what you needed to know. However, their goal is now coming to an end. Furthermore, things don't always go away gently when they come to an end. It resists at times, it occasionally tries to hang on. There are moments when you wonder if you remain where you are. You can feel tugged in two different directions at the moment because of this. A part of you feels uncertain while another part of you wants to move on. This is the time to make a choice. To proceed, you don't have to be flawless. However, you must be prepared to let go of things that are no longer meant for you. Furthermore, it's not always simple to let go. It may be uncomfortable. There may be a sense of uncertainty. It may even feel like a loss. But have a thorough understanding of this, my child. You are not losing what was intended for you. What has already fulfilled its purpose is being released. There's a distinction. You won't have to shrink in order to receive what is meant for you. You won't have to disregard your development. When you are called to change, you won't have to remain the same. What is intended for you will develop alongside you, coincide with you, and complement your current course. You need to start believing what you are feeling because of this. You can't take advantage of every opportunity. Not every voice is intended to lead you. Not all relationships are meant to last a lifetime. In your life, discernment is becoming crucial. Fear is not the same as discernment, it's consciousness. It is the capacity to distinguish between what seems correct and what doesn't. It is the ability to observe before making a decision, to listen before reacting, and to pause before acting. You are learning this skill, which will safeguard you in ways you are not yet entirely aware of. You might observe that you are no longer as interested in some talks as you once were. You can feel aloof from things that were formerly considered normal. You might even think that you need more room, solitude, and time to reflect. This does not mean that you are losing contact. You are aligning yourself in this way. Space is necessary for alignment. When everything around you is noisy, it is difficult to hear clearly. When everything around you is vying for your attention, it is difficult to think properly. You are drawn to stillness because of this, to strengthen you, not to isolate you. Indeed, not everyone will comprehend this, my darling. Some might contemplate your transformation. Your quiet could be misinterpreted by some. You might be perceived as unique by some. They are correct too. You've changed since then, in a way that draws you nearer to your truth rather than one that distances you from other people. You don't have to tell everyone about this. You don't have to persuade anyone of your feelings. It is not your duty to explain your route to others. It is your duty to walk it. Many people get lost at this point. They start to question themselves because others don't see what they perceive. When others disagree, they start to doubt their decisions. But keep in mind, my child, not everyone is supposed to see what you see at the same moment. Your path is unique to you. Your path is unique even though you may walk alongside others. You are not alone because of this. It indicates that you are led in a manner unique to you. Therefore, keep your inner awareness from being overpowered by outside voices. Don't let your opinions get in the way of what you are starting to comprehend. Additionally, don't let fear dictate your choices. Rather, take your time, watch, listen, and make deliberate decisions. Your current actions are influencing your future. You are creating something ahead of you with every choice you make. Small decisions are important, especially the little ones. Acting without thinking is not appropriate at this time. Furthermore, this is not the moment to continue to hesitate. Now is the time to move mindfully. Pause if you're not sure. Move if you feel clear. Take a step back if something seems off. Should something seems to be in order, pay attention to it. You start to trust yourself again in this way. You may have disregarded your own voice for a long time. You might have complied with what others anticipated. You might have questioned your feelings. However, you are now learning how to go back to who you are, and that is powerful. You move differently when you have self-confidence. You make different decisions when you are conscious. You live differently when you are in alignment. This is the change that has started inside of you. Thus, do not rush this procedure. Don't make yourself believe that you know everything. Growth is a process that takes time to complete. You go through it step by step. You're already in motion. Write "I am ready" below if you sense this change in yourself. Allow it to be your means of admitting that you are willing to proceed with awareness, that you are not fighting this change, and that you are not ignoring your emotions. My child, continue on this journey. Avoid leaving in the middle. There will be more understanding, more clarity, and more that will start to make sense as you proceed. This is just the beginning of what you are going through. And every step you take forward will teach you something new about yourself and your journey. Come closer in your awareness, my child, and listen without interruption. For what is happening right now is more profound than you have ever experienced. It wasn't just to rouse you or change your course. It served as a reminder of the person you have always been beneath all of your hardships. There is a version of you that has never been damaged, lost, or puzzled, but it was concealed by experiences, expectations, and self-questioning times. That version is now making a comeback. This could be perceived as the emergence of a calm strength within you. It's not that noisy, it's not coerced. Furthermore, it doesn't require confirmation. It feels both new and familiar at the same time, since it is steady, serene, and certain. This is the beginning of your actual alignment. You were reacting to life for a long time based on your experiences. You responded based on prior encounters, based on what injured you, from what perplexed and unsettled you. However, you are now being asked to react with awareness rather than emotion. My child, there is a difference that will completely alter your life. Reaction stems from memory, habit, and prior knowledge. Presence, clarity, and what you are starting to comprehend now are the sources of awareness. You repeat cycles when you live in response. You bring about change when you live in awareness. For this reason, you have to take a moment before reacting to a problem. Not everything needs a quick response. Your energy is not needed for everything. You shouldn't focus on everything. You are becoming more adept at directing your energies, and that's a significant change. Things that used to trigger you might no longer have the same impact on you. Things that used to bother you could now seem less acute. This is because you are evolving, not because those circumstances have changed. Your consciousness is separating you from what you utilize to regulate your responses. This area is crucial. You can make different decisions in that area. You are able to react with clarity rather than ambiguity. You have the capacity to maintain composure in the face of chaos. My child, this is not a sign of weakness. This is the real definition of strength. And you will start to see things more clearly as this strength develops within you. You will start to see patterns in yourself as well as in other people. You will start to comprehend why specific events occurred, why some people came into your life, and why some paths did not turn out the way you had hoped. This comprehension is not intended to cause remorse. It is intended to provide clarity. Your awareness has been formed by all you have gone through. Even the challenging times, the moments you felt lost, and the circumstances that didn't make sense at the time have all shaped who you are now. Thus, avoid passing judgment on the past. Examine the past with comprehension. Look at how far you've come. Check out how much you have acquired knowledge. Check out how much stronger you are today than you were. Above all, recognize that you are no longer the same person. This insight is crucial since you could occasionally still attempt to live up to the previous version of yourself. You might still think in ways that don't align with your evolving identity. Even though you may still have self-doubt due to outdated beliefs, those beliefs are no longer true. You are outgrowing them. You are entering a new state of consciousness where those previous constraints are no longer define who you are. For this reason, it's critical to update your self-perception. Don't keep thinking of yourself as someone who is uncertain, stuck, or constrained. With every step you take, start to perceive yourself as someone who is growing, learning, and becoming more conscious. This change in perspective will alter your course in life. You behave differently when you have a different self-perception. Your experiences start to shift as you behave differently. Additionally, when your experiences shift, your life starts to show your development. You are currently going through this process. It might not happen all at once, and it might not always feel simple, but it is taking place. You will notice it more if you remain conscious. This is not something you should rush. You are supposed to go through it with purpose. Be mindful of your ideas. Take note of the way you talk to yourself. Take note of your reactions to various circumstances. Your change is being shaped by these little things. And keep this in mind, my child, development is not about fully becoming someone distinct. It's about becoming more authentic. In this process, you are not losing yourself. You're rediscovering who you are. Thus, as you proceed, exercise patience, be mindful, and be truthful with yourself. Write "I am aware" below if you sense a deeper awareness starting to emerge within you. Let it be as easy as acknowledging that you are not ignoring this development, that you are not discounting what you are discovering, and that you are willing to move closer to your true self. Continue on this journey till the very finish, because you will learn more in the future. Your life will become clearer, stronger, and more purposeful with each step you take toward awareness. My child, you are not at the conclusion of your journey. You are just starting to see things clearly. Stay here with me, my child, because what you are about to enter demands not only your focus, but also your comprehension. It was intended to prepare you as well as to awaken and align you. The thing that many people ignore is preparation. They look for the result. They want the change, but they are unaware of the process that prepares them for it. You are now going through that process. It's possible that you have previously requested change. You might have prayed for direction, clarity, or a change in your life. Furthermore, it might not appear precisely as you had anticipated now that it is taking place. This is due to the fact that real change doesn't often come easily. It presents itself in a way that pushes you, tests your preconceived notions, and requires you to go beyond your comfort zone. Your strength is being used here formed, not when things are simple, not when everything seems certain, but when you have to make the decision to have faith in something you are still unable to fully see. This is the appearance of preparation. It's silent, it is consistent. It may seem ambiguous at times, but it is essential. You are being equipped to manage more than you have in the past, greater accountability, clarity, awareness, and purpose alignment. And you have to strengthen yourself in order to hold these things, no more forceful, no louder, but more stable. When things around you start to change, steadiness is what keeps you grounded. It's possible that you're re-encountering circumstances in life that put your tolerance, comprehension, and composure to the test. You are not being frustrated by this. It's taking place to make you stronger. Every time you face a challenge, you have the chance to react in a new way. Growth becomes genuine in this way. It is in how you react when it counts, not in what you promise to accomplish. It is in the quiet decisions, the little ones, and the times when nobody else is there. Your metamorphosis is occurring there. And, my kid, I want you to grasp something very clearly. During this phase, you don't have to prove anything to anyone. You don't have to let people know that you're re-evolving. You don't have to describe how you've grown. It is your duty to become rather than to execute. Becoming begins on the inside. It starts with the way you think, perceive yourself, and interpret your experiences. It starts with awareness, honesty, and a readiness to go beyond what is comfortable. Sometimes you could feel like you're not progressing quickly enough. You might evaluate yourself against other people. You could be wondering if you're lagging behind. But pay close attention. You're not falling behind. You are traveling at a speed that suits you. Growth is not a race, it's a process that happens when it's supposed to. You create confusion when you try to hasten things. You raise questions when you compare it. However, when you remain in the now, you make clarity with it. So return your attention to where you are at this moment. Right now, what are you learning? What are you starting to notice? What are you seeing that you have never seen before? Your responses to these questions will determine your future course of action. Thus, these are the important questions. Not flawlessly, not all at once, but sufficiently so that you may keep going. It is not expected of you to know everything. You must continue to be conscious and cooperative. Willing to develop, eager to learn, willing to adapt and proceed even in the face of uncertainty. It's this willingness that keeps you on course. And as you go on, you will start to notice something different. Things that used to greatly bother you will start to have less of an impact on you. Things that used to drain your energy might no longer do so. This is because you are outgrowing them, not because you are disregarding them. Outgrowing is an indication of development. It indicates that you are no longer in operation from the same consciousness. It indicates that your reactions are different. It indicates that you are starting to look beyond what is right in front of you. My child, this is a strong change that will only intensify as long as you are conscious. But keep in mind that consistency is also necessary for progress. It is not something you experience once and then move on. You put it into practice every day in your replies, behaviors, and thoughts. You have the chance to realign every day. Even if you're unsure, even if you feel distracted, you can always regain consciousness even if you feel like you briefly lost attention. You can always make a different decision. This is what makes you strong. A single moment does not define you. Your willingness to keep going shapes who you are. Therefore, don't let little setbacks depress you. Don't let momentary confusion cause you to question your course. These are not indicators that you are failing, rather, they are a part of the process. You are gaining knowledge, you redeveloping, you regrowing more conscious, and for now that's plenty. If you are able to write, I trust the process below. Let it be your way of admitting that you are not rejecting this progress, even if you do not yet completely comprehend what you are being prepared for. That you are letting it mold you, and that you are prepared to go forward with awareness and patience. My darling, continue on this adventure. Don't leave right now. As you proceed, greater clarity, comprehension, alignment, and progress are in store for you. What you are becoming is not haphazard, it's deliberate. You are getting closer to the life that has been planned for you with every step you take. And my child, if these words have made you feel at ease, directed, strengthened, or seen right now, please help this ministry by clicking the link below so that those who are still looking, waiting, or in need of clarification can continue to see this light. Stay with me a little while longer, my child, for what you are starting to knowing today is just the tip of the iceberg farm, or profound that is developing inside of you. I called your name at 3:03 a.m. with the intention of repositioning you in addition to awakening, aligning, and preparing you. The part that makes all the difference is repositioning. However, a lot of people are unaware of it when it occurs. They believe they are stuck. Although they believe nothing is changing, they are actually being moved to the precise location where their next chapter can start. Right now you are being relocated. This is the reason while some things seem to be altering subtly, others seem to be slowing down. This explains why some doors aren't opening the way you anticipated and why other roads don't feel right to walk on. It's not because you reblocked. The reason for this is that you are being rerouted. Redirection does not equate to refusal. You shouldn't be held back by things that aren't opening for you. It is intended to steer you in a different direction. And I am aware that this can be perplexing for my child. You might be wondering why your plans aren't working out or why something you wanted isn't happening. But have a clear understanding of this. I see what you do not yet see. I am placing you where you should be because I am aware of what lies ahead of you. There is no wait for you. We're replacing you, positioned with the proper awareness, mindset, and timing, because time is important. Confusion might arise from the right opportunity at the wrong moment. However, alignment is created when the perfect opportunity arises at the correct moment. This is the reason you are developing patience. Not the kind of patience that waits without comprehension, but the kind of patience that has faith even in situations that are not yet completely apparent. This perseverance is a strength. It is neither passivity nor weakness. It is the capacity to maintain stability while things are still developing. You might wish to move more quickly. Although you might feel that you need answers right away, alignment and growth don't happen overnight. It develops in a manner that permits to prepare you for what lies ahead. And pay close attention, my child. Thighs is crucial. A distinct version of yourself is needed for where you are headed next. A more conscious, grounded, and aligned version of yourself rather than a whole separate person. You are currently being formed because of this. You are being prepared by every encounter, idea, and contemplative moment. Even when things seem sluggish, uncertain, or when you wonder what is occurring, it's all a part of your readjustment. Thus, take your time leaving this stage. Don't try to get away from it. Never assume that nothing is going on. Even if it's silent, something is happening. Clarity is being brought to you. You'll also notice that making judgments gets easier as this clarity increases. Not because everything is easy. However, as a result of your improved self-awareness, you are aware of what works and what doesn't. You know what you must leave behind and what you must advance toward. This knowledge has great power. Confusion is eliminated. It lessens uncertainty. Even if the entire road is not yet visible, it provides you with guidance. Indeed, my darling, you can still have moments of uncertainty. You could still hesitate at times. However, hesitancy does not equate to failure. It's only a pause before understanding. Make good use of that pause. Allow it to lead you into awareness rather than filling you with fear. Consider what seems true, what feels connected, and what feels correct. And pay attention to the surrounding noise but to the silent understanding that resides inside you. That awareness is becoming more powerful. It might have been dim earlier. You might have disregarded it, questioned it, or failed to see it. However, it is now becoming more apparent. Additionally, it gets stronger the more you focus on it. You start to trust yourself again in this way, by identifying the truth when you sense it, rather than by pushing confidence. You are not as lost as you originally believed. You are not as unsure as you used to think. You are growing conscious, and consciousness transforms everything. Thus, continue to be in the present. Don't go too fast and don't look back with regret. Stay where you are and take note of what is happening. Right, I am shifting below if you sense that you are being repositioned, even if you do not yet fully comprehend it. This is your way of admitting that something is changing inside of you, that you are different from who you were before, and that you are prepared to keep going. Additionally, if you receive these words at the appropriate moment, if you even let it be a sign that you are not ignoring what is happening, that you are present in this now, and that you are receptive to what is being revealed. If you get a slight sense of clarity or connection, right, I feel this below. My child, hold on to this message till the very end. Avoid leaving in the middle. Your life's events are not happening at random. Additionally, you are getting closer to your intended location with every conscious step you take. More is in store for you, including clarity, direction, and comprehension. You carry on with this adventure. My child, listen calmly and remain rooted in the present, because the current situation is more than just a change in your immediate surroundings. You are undergoing a metamorphosis. When it served to refine you in addition to awakening, aligning, preparing, and repositioning you. The process of refinement molds you into the version of yourself that is capable of carrying what is intended for you. Furthermore, refining is not a surface-level process. It takes place deep within, where your ideas, convictions, and your understanding starts to shift. Right now you are in that refining. It could feel like a soft pressure. It reshapes you rather than breaking you. You might observe that you are asking different questions, thinking differently, and viewing things in a different way. There is no confusion here. This is the formation of clarity. You may have held false beliefs about yourself for a long time. It's possible that you had unjustified doubts. You might have agreed constraints that weren't intended to define you. However, those items are currently being contested. Refinement does this. In order to preserve what is real, it eliminates what is false. Yes, my child, there are moments when this can be uncomfortable. Because it can be strange to let go of old beliefs, especially ones that prevented you from moving forward. You can start to doubt things that you previously took for granted. You may feel that you are in between two versions of yourself. Not totally who you were and not yet fully who you are becoming. This in-between space is vital. It is where growth takes happen. It is where comprehension deepens. It is when you begin to see clearly, not through the lens of your history, but through the awareness you are gaining now. Do not rush through this space. Do not try to force yourself into conviction before it organically arises. Allow yourself to progress through this process with patience. Allow yourself to question, to ponder, and to understand. This is how your foundation becomes stronger, because where you are heading requires a stronger foundation. Not just in your deeds, but in your thoughts. Not simply in what you do, but in how you see yourself. Your thoughts affect your course more than you realize. The way you speak to yourself, the way you interpret your experiences, the way you perceive your journey, all of this affects how you move forward. This is why your thinking is getting polished. You are learning to replace doubt with awareness. You are learning to replace fear with understanding. You are learning to replace confusion with clarity. This does not happen all at once, it happens step. There may still be moments where old thoughts try to re-emerge. There may still be occasions where you question yourself again. But now you are becoming aware of those moments. And knowledge provides you the power to choose differently. You are no longer reacting automatically. You are beginning to respond consciously. This is growth, and as you continue, you will begin to discover that your inner voice becomes clearer. The noise of doubt will not disappear totally, but it will become quieter, and the voice of awareness will become stronger. This is the voice you must learn to trust. Not because it is always loud, but because it is steady. It does not rush you. It does not pressure you. It guides you peacefully. You may also find that you are becoming more discriminating, more choosy with your time, your energy, your attention. This is not you becoming distant. This is you becoming intentional. You are realizing that your energy is valuable. Where you place your focus counts. What you allow into your thinking matters. Who you dedicate your time to matters. These things shape your experience. And as you grow more conscious of this, you will automatically begin to make other choices, decisions that support your progress, choices that maintain your tranquility, and choices that resonate with who you are becoming. This is not about becoming flawless. It is about becoming aware, and awareness will guide you more than perfection ever could. So, be patient with yourself throughout this refinement. Do not judge yourself for what you are still learning. Do not rush yourself to become somebody overnight. Growth is a process, and you are progressing through it just as you need to. You are not falling behind. You are not failing. You are changing. And this evolution is preparing you for what is coming. If you can feel that something within you is being purified, even if you cannot properly describe it, put "I am evolving" underneath. Let it be your way of acknowledging that you are not resisting this change, that you are allowing it to develop you, and that you are open to becoming stronger within yourself. And if these words are helping you see yourself differently, write "I understand this" below. Let it be a simple sign that you are not ignoring this progress, that you are present in this time, and that you are eager to continue this path with awareness. Stay with me, my child. Do not step away now. There is still more clarity ahead, more insight and more strength that will rise within you as you proceed. What is happening within you right now is not random. It is purposeful, and each step you take in awareness is influencing the life that is unfolding before you. My child, remain still and listen with intention, because what is emerging now is not merely refinement. It is elevation. It was not only to awaken you, align you, prepare you, reposition you, and refine you, but to elevate you into a greater level of awareness, comprehension, and purpose. Elevation is not something that happens surrounding you. It happens within you initially. It impacts how you see, how you think, and how you move through your life. You are being upgraded now. This is why you may feel a distance from things that once felt close. This is why certain habits no longer feel right. This is why your tolerance for what drains you is becoming smaller. It is not that you are growing distant. It is that you are rising beyond what no longer aligns with you. Elevation affects your perspective. What once seemed vital may now feel unneeded. What formerly perplexed you may now feel clearer. What formerly held your attention may no longer have the same drawer. This is not loss, my child. This is growth. And growth forces you to release what you have outgrown. You cannot carry everything with you to the next level. Some things must be left behind, not because they are evil, but because they no longer reflect who you are becoming. This encompasses thoughts, habits, settings, and occasionally even connections. This can feel difficult, and I know you may question it. You may question why things are changing, why certain people feel distant, or why certain circumstances are no longer operating the way they used to. But understand this well, you are not being dragged away from what is appropriate for you. You are being elevated above what is no longer aligned with you. There's a distinction. And as you rise, you must learn to trust this process, because elevation demands trust. Not blind trust, but a constant willingness to persevere even when everything is not totally clear yet. It requires you to think that what you are experiencing has meaning, even if you cannot explain it completely. You are not supposed to understand everything at once. You are designed to grow into understanding. and that growth happens step by step. There may be moments where you feel alone in this process, occasions where it looks like others do not see what you see or feel what you feel. But remember this, my child, not everyone is at the same spot in their journey as you are, and that's all right. Your journey is yours, your awareness is yours, your growth is yours. You do not need everyone to understand your elevation for it to be real. What counts is that you identify it, that you honor it, that you move with it. Because when you oppose your growth, you create struggle, but when you accept it, you create flow. Flow is where things begin to align naturally. It is when your activities feel more intentional, your decisions feel clearer, your direction feels more certain. Even if the whole picture is not visible yet, this is what is beginning to happen within you. You are starting to move with more awareness. You are beginning to choose more carefully. You are becoming more intentional with your time, your energy, and your attention. This is elevation in action. It's not that noisy, it's not coerced, it is constant and consistent. And as you persist, you will begin to observe improvements, not only within yourself, but in your outward world as well. Opportunities may begin to align differently. Situations may begin to alter. New paths may begin to open. This is not coincidence, this is alignment responding to your elevation. When you change internally, your outward experiences begin to reflect that shift. This is why your inner progress means so much. It shapes what happens next. So do not underestimate what is happening within you right now. Even if it feels quiet, even if it feels subtle, it is powerful. You are not the same as you were previously. You are becoming more conscious, more grounded, more aligned, and this will continue to increase as you stay present in this process. But recall, my kid, that elevation calls for accountability as well. You need to become more deliberate as you grow more conscious. It is not enough to choose what is simple. You also need to choose what is in line with who you are. Instead of acting out of habit, you must act with awareness. You continue to progress in this way. You keep rising in this manner. You don't have to be flawless. All you have to do is stay conscious and eager to develop. And that's sufficient. Right, I am rising below. Let it be if you sense that you are being raised, even if you are still unable to articulate it. Your method of admitting that you are willing to move forward with awareness, that you are not fighting this growth, and that you are letting it uplift you. Additionally, put "I see it now" underneath if these words assist you grasp what you are going through. Let it be an indication that you are paying attention, that you are present, and that you are receptive to what is being shown to you. My darling, continue on this adventure. Don't move away just yet. More clarity, comprehension, and alignment are in store for you as you go on. Your life's events are not coincidental, it has a purpose. You are being lifted into the life that has been provided for you with every conscious step you take. My child, stay with me right now and listen with a calm heart, because what's happening right now is activation rather than just elevation. It was to activate what had been placed within you long before this moment arrived. In addition to awakening, aligning, preparing, repositioning, refining, and elevating you. Some aspects of you that have been waiting, quiet gifts inside of you, and untapped strength within of you. These things are starting to come to life now. We are currently activating you. Because of this, you can experience a greater feeling of urgency. It's a gentle prodding that indicates it's time to make a change rather than an overwhelming pressure. It's time to adopt a new perspective. It's time to take a more deliberate move. My child, this emotion is not arbitrary. It is the indication that something is prepared inside of you. You may have unknowingly held back for a long time. It wasn't that you weren't capable, but rather that the timing was off. You were growing, learning, observing, and becoming ready. However, preparation is now being put into practice. Movement is necessary for activation. Understanding is no longer sufficient. Applying what you know is the key. It is about letting your newfound awareness guide your behavior. These days, even tiny deeds count. Even minor choices have significance. You don't have to do everything at once. You don't have to make significant adjustments right now. However, you must start. Start where you are. Start with your knowledge. Start with what you believe to be correct. Activation begins in this manner. Sometimes you could feel uncertain. You could wonder if you are acting morally. But be aware of this. Movement typically leads to clarity rather than the other way around. You start to see more clearly when you take a step. Confusion persists when you don't change your mind. Therefore, don't wait for absolute certainty. Be mindful while you move. Have faith that every step will lead to the next. You develop into your path in this way. And pay close attention, my child, thighs is crucial. Challenges will also come with activation, but they will empower you rather than deter you. As you proceed, You will come across circumstances that put your dedication, concentration, and ability to stay in sync to the test. These are not challenges designed to bring you down. These are chances to validate your development. Every obstacle is an opportunity for you to react in a different way than before, to choose clarity over confusion, to behave with awareness rather than reactivity. This is how your strength materializes. It is in what you do when it counts, not in what you say you will do. And as you keep going, you will start to see a shift in yourself. Confidence will come from your own deeds, not from approval from others. Your self-confidence will grow with every action you take. Your sense of direction will be strengthened by every conscious choice you make. This is how you become steady, not by avoiding uncertainty, but by navigating it mindfully. Additionally, you might observe a change in your energy. You might feel more intentional, concentrated, and conscious of where your attention is going. This is a component of your activation. Your energy is no longer dispersed. It's starting to take direction. Additionally, it affects where you focus your energy. What you concentrate on develops. Your experience is shaped by the things you focus on. You have to be deliberate because of this. Select what aligns now with your development. Select the things that help you be clear. Decide what makes you more conscious. This does not imply that everything will be simple. It implies that everything will have significance. There's a distinction. Growth is always the result of important work, not always easy work. Therefore, don't give up if things seem difficult at times. Difficulty does not necessarily indicate that you are headed in the wrong direction. Growth necessitates effort, and effort builds strength. So sometimes it is a sign that you are headed in the correct way. You are more powerful than you realize. You've already accomplished more than you realize, my darling. You don't realize how much you've already learnt. You are now prepared to put everything you have learnt into practice. This is your activation moment. Don't overlook it. Don't put it off. Don't question it. Go along with it. Your steps matter, even if they seem insignificant. Your progress is still progress, even if it seems sluggish. Moving forward with awareness is what counts. Additionally, keep in mind that you are not alone in this procedure. Instead of being coerced, you are being guided. Instead of being pushed, you are being guided. Even while you might not always be able to see it, you can sense support when you are still enough to notice. Thus, maintain awareness, remain in the now, and remain open to change. Write "I am ready to act" below if you sense that something within of you is being triggered. This can serve as a method for you to acknowledge that you are willing to move forward, that you are not staying trapped, and that you are prepared to enter what is being made available to you. And if these words are motivating you to take even a tiny step forward, write "I will move forward" below. Let it serve as a straightforward affirmation that you are choosing progress over comfort, awareness over uncertainty, and action over hesitation. My darling, continue on this adventure. Don't move away just yet. As you proceed, more will become clear, more will be comprehended, and more will become apparent. It is not random what is going on inside of you. Activation is what it is. Additionally, every step you take moves you closer to the life that is ready for you. Stay with me, my kid, and pay close attention, for this is not just activation. In motion, it is alignment. In addition to awakening, aligning, preparing, repositioning, refining, elevating, and activating you, it also set you in motion with a goal. Knowing your path and following it are two different things. You are currently being led to walk it. You are not at the brink anymore. You are moving forward. Because of this, you might have a better sense of direction starting to develop inside of you. It's there, even though it might not be loud or very apparent. It is that silent awareness that prompts you to take action. Your sensation that something is directing you despite your inability to completely articulate it. This is motion-based alignment. Having all the answers is not the goal. It's about making the most of what you now know. You might have put off taking action for a long time in order to get clarity. You might have promised yourself that you will relocate once everything made sense, felt certain, and everything was evident. However, you are now learning something new. As you go, clarity increases. It doesn't always precede the step. Occasionally, the step causes it. For this reason, you should not continue to mistrust yourself. Doubt will constantly demand more evidence, assurances, and proof. However, progress doesn't wait for ideal circumstances. It starts when you make the conscious decision to proceed. You are being led into that movement even if you do not yet see the entire way. You might feel it now in tiny ways. Something that inspires you to try something different. Something that makes you want to leave something that doesn't feel right. Something that keeps coming back to you, demanding your attention. These are not arbitrary. These are indicators. It is your responsibility to observe them, to acknowledge them, and to intentionally respond to them. You don't have to take action on every issue at once. While you don't have to make judgments right away, you should be vigilant and prepared to go forward when the situation becomes clear. This is how alignment persists. Moment by moment, step by step, decision after decision. As you proceed, you will find that your path begins to feel more organic. It feels correct not because everything is simple. What is easy and what is right are two different things. You will frequently be challenged by what is right. It will challenge you to develop, adapt, and go beyond your comfort zone. However, it will also convey a sense of tranquility that defies rational explanation. You can identify alignment in this way. It doesn't eliminate effort, but it clears up any doubt. It eliminates confusion about your path, but it does not eliminate obstacles. Additionally, you might start to notice changes in how things react to you. Opportunities can start to show up in unexpected ways. Discussions can start to lead to new opportunities. Concepts could start to relate in previously unrelated ways. It's not a coincidence. Alignment is created by this movement. You make room for new things to come into your life when you go forward. Action is important because of this. Not in a hurry, purposeful action rather than coerced action, activity that reflects your evolving identity, action that arises from awareness, and action that results from alignment. And pay close attention, my child, thighs is crucial. You also need to stay grounded as you proceed. Avoid becoming distracted by movement. Don't allow advancement become a source of stress. Don't allow growth to become a comparison. Keep your eyes on the road. Your path shouldn't resemble anyone else's. You are not supposed to match anyone's time, someone else's. You are not supposed to grow in the same way as someone else. It is sufficient that you are following a route that is unique to you. You don't have to demonstrate your advancement. You don't have to compare your progress to that of others. All you have to do is be conscious and keep going forward with purpose. You maintain alignment in this way. You won't always feel secure if you remain awake in the moment and open to change. You won't feel certain all the time. However, you can always decide to go on. Additionally, that choice is great power. It is what keeps you going in the face of uncertainty. Even when things seem to be moving slowly, it is what keeps you developing. It is what maintains your alignment in the face of difficulties. Therefore, have faith in the movement you are in. Have faith in the actions you are taking. Have faith in the insight that is directing you. You are not moving at random. You are moving with intention. You are getting closer to your destination with every step you take. If you sense that you are starting to move intentionally and are no longer standing still, correct. I am going down below. Allow it to be your way of admitting that you are no longer waiting in uncertainty, that you are choosing to carry on with your path, and that you are taking action. If these words are keeping you on course, put I stay aligned underneath. This will show that you are aware of your surroundings, that you are committed to moving forward with clarity, and that you are present. My darling, continue on this adventure. Don't move away just yet. There is yet more to discover, comprehend, and go through as you go on. Your life's events are not coincidental. In motion, it is alignment. And every action you take is guiding you into the life that is ready for you. Keep your composure and listen with a calm, receptive heart, my kid, because what is happening right now is expansion rather than just alignment and motion. In addition to awakening, aligning, preparing, repositioning, refining, elevating, activating, and moving you, I called your name at 3003 a.m. with the intention of expanding you beyond the boundaries you previously thought were set. Growth is the moment when you become more conscious than you were before. You are growing when your brain expands and your comprehension starts to go beyond what it was previously. This explains why you could feel as though your mind is expanding to include new concepts, viewpoints, and opportunities. Things you used to ignore might now seem worthwhile to investigate. Things you thought were unachievable can now seem doable. My child, this is not confusion. This growth is expanding beyond its previous limits. For an extended period, you were working within parameters that you readily agreed to. Boundaries imposed by your beliefs about yourself, what you were told, and your past experiences. However, such boundaries are currently being contested. Expansion accomplishes this. It demonstrates that there are more options than you previously thought. However, pay close attention because enlargement may initially feel uncomfortable. Your mind transcends familiarity when it starts to stretch. Unfamiliar things can also make you feel uneasy. You could start to doubt novel concepts, doubting your ability, or being hesitant to take a bigger move. This is a normal step in the procedure. You are not supposed to stay the same. You are destined to develop beyond what you previously believed to be sufficient. Additionally, in order to progress, you must let go of the idea that you are limited. You are not constrained as you formerly thought. You have the capacity for greater awareness, comprehension, and direction than you have previously given yourself permission to see. However, in order to feel this, you have to be ready to broaden your perspective. You have to be open to seeing oneself in a different light. Many people hesitate at this point. They start to develop, yet they cling to outdated ideas about who they are. They go forward, but their perception of themselves remains the same. You have to let go of that old picture. You are no longer the same person. You've grown, learnt, and developed greater awareness. You now need to let your perception of yourself reflect your development. Consider yourself to be changing. Consider yourself to be someone who is able to grow, change, and advance. Consider yourself as someone who is moving forward rather than stagnating. Because your actions reflect your beliefs, this change in self-perception will affect how you navigate life. You will behave within your limitations if you think you have them. However, your behavior will start to show that you are developing, that you are capable, and that you are growing more conscious. This is the realization of expansion. It begins internally and manifests itself in your life. You might start to realize that you are thinking differently than you used to. You might find yourself thinking about fresh paths, options, and opportunities. Don't disregard this. This is the expansion of your awareness, and as it grows, so does your path. You are not supposed to remain where you are, think the same things, and make the same decisions all the time. It is your destiny to develop, learn, and reach new heights of comprehension. This is the current situation, therefore, don't resist it. Don't keep yourself back. Because something doesn't feel familiar, give yourself permission to investigate what seems to be in line. Give yourself permission to think about what seems feasible. Give yourself permission to develop beyond what you previously thought was sufficient. And keep in mind that growing does not equate to losing oneself, my child. It entails learning more about your identity. You have yet to completely feel certain aspects of yourself. You haven't utilized all of your strengths, realizing that you haven't fulfilled your full potential. These things are advanced by expansion. It makes clear what was already inside of you. Thus, have faith in this procedure. It is guiding you toward a better understanding of yourself and your path, even if it feels unfamiliar, unusual, or uncertain at times. And as you keep going, you will start to feel more at ease with this development. Something that was strange at first will start to feel familiar. What was unclear before will start to become clear. Expansion becomes your new normal in this way. However, it starts with your readiness to accept it. To acknowledge that you are expanding, to acknowledge your potential, to acknowledge that you are not constrained as you previously thought. Right, I am expanding below if you sense that your consciousness is growing even though you are still unable to adequately describe it. Allow it to serve as a means of recognizing that you are expanding your horizons, letting yourself develop, and being receptive to new opportunities. Right, I see beyond below if these words are assisting you in seeing beyond your previous beliefs. Let it be a straightforward affirmation of your presence, awareness, and willingness to keep learning more. My darling, continue on this adventure. Don't move away just yet. As you proceed, there is still more to discover, experience, and uncover. It is not random what is going on inside of you. It's growth. Additionally, every step you take opens the door to a life beyond your initial expectations. My child, stay in the moment and listen calmly, because what's happening right now is not just growth, but also establishment. It was to establish you as well as to awaken, align, prepare, reposition, refine, elevate, activate, move, and expand you. Establishment is the point at which what has been developing inside of you starts to take hold, when your development stabilizes and awareness becomes a way of life rather than merely a passing phase. It's establishing you. This explains why you are starting to feel more rooted. You can observe that your ideas are becoming more lucid, your choices more consistent, and your responses more restrained. My child, you are not pressuring me to do this. This is something that develops organically as you continue to mature. You were learning, changing, and adapting for a very long period. You are embracing change, gaining fresh perspective, and letting go of old habits. But now you're restarting to internalize what you've learned. It's becoming a part of your identity. This is the appearance of an establishment. It's not that noisy, it's not dramatic. It is constant and reliable. It's the point at which you stop questioning each step you take. You could still be thinking, you can still think. However, you no longer doubt yourself as often as you used to. You redeveloping a quiet confidence based on your own insight rather than approval from others. This confidence is crucial because it keeps you firm in uncertain times, not because it makes things simple. Everything around you no longer has the power to shake you. You might still feel, you could still react, but you not losing yourself in every circumstance. This is your internal growth stabilizing. And pay close attention, my child, this is crucial. Consistency is necessary for establishment. Understanding something once is insufficient. Being conscious for a little period of time is insufficient. You have to keep living in that consciousness every day. It becomes a part of you in this way. There may be times when you feel clear and strong and other times when you feel uncertain once more. This is typical. However, it is important that you regain consciousness. You make it stronger every time you come back. You create stability every time you choose clarity over ambiguity. You establish your evolution more profoundly each time you behave intentionally rather than reactively. You are going through a process, my child. You are not supposed to be flawless. You must continue to be conscious and dependable. Growth becomes stability through consistency. It is the process of integrating what you have learned into your daily life. Additionally, as when this occurs, you will start to notice something different. You will start to feel more content with who you are. It's not because everything around you is flawless, but rather because you are growing more rooted in yourself. This tranquility is independent of outside circumstances. Your internal alignment is the source of it. You are starting to gain a greater understanding of who you are. You are starting to have more faith in your awareness. You are starting to approach life with greater purpose. Peace is brought about by this. Additionally, as this tranquility deepens, you will also become more steady in your way. You won't feel the urge to alter your course in response to every outside factor. With each obstacle, you won't have the need to doubt yourself. You will stay steady. This does not imply that you will never adapt or develop. It implies that you won't be easily rattled. My child, this is strength. It's not the kind of strength that can withstand anything, rather, it's the kind of strength that stays rooted while still developing. You are currently developing that strength. And as you proceed, you will start to notice how you've come a long way. You will start to see the distinction between your former self and your current self. You'll start to realize that your development isn't just a fantasy. This acknowledgement is crucial. It serves as a reminder that your effort counts. It serves as a reminder that your awareness is having an impact. Even when progress seems sluggish, it serves as a reminder that you are making progress. Therefore, pay attention to what is going on inside of you. Don't think that just because something is quiet, it doesn't matter. A few of the most significant changes take place covertly. They take place in your awareness, comprehension, and thought processes. And everything that follows is shaped by these modifications. Thus, maintain consistency, awareness, and groundedness. You keep establishing yourself in this way. Right, I am grounded here. If you sense that you are growing more stable, grounded, and self-aware, allow it to serve as a means of admitting that you have changed, that you are growing more stable, and that you are still developed with purpose. Right, I see my growth below. If these words are assisting you in identifying your progress, let them serve as a straightforward affirmation that you are aware of your progress, that you are present, and that you are not ignoring it. My darling, continue on this adventure. Don't move away just yet. As you proceed, there is even more to discover, comprehend, and encounter. It is not random what is going on inside of you. It's an establishment. Additionally, every conscious action you take is constructing the basis for the life you are currently living. My child, stay motionless with me and pay close attention, because what is happening right now is manifestation rather than just establishment. In addition to awakening, aligning, preparing, repositioning, refining, elevating, activating, moving, expanding, and establishing you, I called your name at 3:3 a.m. to start the manifestation of what has been growing within you for a long time. When something that was previously within starts to show up, it's called manifestation outside. When your internal development starts to influence your external experiences. Right now you are coming into existence. For this reason, things can start to change in obvious ways. Things might begin to shift. Paths that were previously invisible may start to open and opportunities may start to emerge. My child, this is not a coincidence. This is the manifestation of alignment in your life. You were growing on the inside for a very long time. Your consciousness was growing, your comprehension was expanding, and your strength was developing. However, a lot of stuff was hidden. What was invisible is now starting to emerge. This is the mechanism of manifestation. It doesn't start outside, it starts inside and then radiates forth. Your inner development was crucial because what you carry within influences the world around you. And you starting to notice the effects of that expansion. But pay close attention, my kid, for awareness is also necessary for manifestation. Not everything that shows up is intended for you. Something is not necessarily aligned just because it becomes available. For this reason, you need to maintain your foundation on what you have studied. Maintain your alertness, remain true to what you feel. Because you have to make informed decisions when new chances arise. You have to make decisions based on alignment, not just enthusiasm. You have to make decisions based on clarity rather than merely urgency. This is how you keep making the right progress. As things start to change, you might experience exhilaration. You might experience a feeling of potential, a feeling that something fresh is beginning to emerge. This is normal. However, resist the urge to lose awareness due to excitement. Keep your composure. Continue to be deliberate because your current decisions will influence your future. You prepared for this, too. All of your experiences have prepared you for this time. You've come here as a result of every lesson, obstacle, and growth moment. Thus, have faith in what you have discovered. Have faith in your awareness. Have faith in your ability to make decisions that suit you. You've changed since then earlier. You are more conscious. You have a stronger sense of reality. You in better alignment. And as a result, you are able to deal with what is starting to happen. You shouldn't be afraid of this. It's important to approach this with purpose. And as you go along, you'll start to see something significant. Your priorities will start to expand faster. Your efforts will start to manifest more clearly. This is why it's more important than ever to pay attention. Don't dwell on uncertainty. Don't let fear consume you. Don't concentrate on what isn't working. Rather, focus on the things that support your development. Pay attention to what you are constructing. Pay attention to what you are learning. Pay attention to what you believe to be true. You direct your manifestation in this way. Because manifestation is more than just appearances. It has to do with what you continue to give your focus and effort to. And pay close attention, my child. Thighs is crucial. You don't have to be in charge of everything. You don't have to compel results. You don't have to do everything by yourself. It is your responsibility to stay in alignment, make deliberate decisions, and keep going forward with awareness. You will align with what is meant for you. You will let go of things that are not meant for you. This is a step in the procedure. Thus, avoid gripping too firmly. Let the situation develop. Let opportunities come to you. Step by step, let your way become clear. In this way, manifestation becomes aligned rather than forced or hurried. Additionally, you could start to realize that some of the things you used to struggle with are no longer the same mass. Things that were formerly challenging might now seem doable. This is a result of your transformation. Your consciousness has altered your perception of reality. And one of the most potent aspects of manifestation is this. It involves more than just altering your outside existence. It has to do with altering your perspective on life. Here is where genuine growth manifests itself. Thus, remain in the present. Don't move too fast. Avoid getting sidetracked by everything that comes up. Stay grounded in your consciousness. This is what will properly direct you. If you sense that things are starting to change around you as well as within you, put I see the shift below. Allow it to serve as a means of recognizing that you are aware of the changes, that you are in the present, and that you are receptive to what is happening. Write I stay focused below if these words are assisting you in maintaining awareness and focus when things start to change. Let it serve as a straightforward affirmation that you are staying on course and making the right decisions, alignment, and that you are making deliberate progress. My darling, continue on this adventure. Don't move away just yet. As you proceed, there is even more to discover, comprehend, and encounter. Your life's events are not coincidental. It is manifestation, and every conscious step you take brings what has been waiting for you all along into reality. Stay in the moment, my child, and listen with a calm, concentrated heart. Because what's happening right now is more than just manifestation. It is verification. It was to validate what has already been initiated for you. In addition to awakening, aligning, preparing, repositioning, refining, elevating, activating, moving, expanding, establishing, and manifesting. The moment you start to realize that what you have been experiencing, sensing, and gradually comprehending is real is known as confirmation. It's not a fantasy. It's not a coincidence. It's deliberate. Confirmation is currently being sent to you. For this reason, some things that previously made no sense are starting to make sense. Links between events, mental clarity, and a more profound comprehension of your journey are beginning to come together. Situations that formerly baffled you can now seem different to you. You could start to see why some things occurred the way they did. My child, this is not a coincidence. This is verification. You may have had self-doubt for a long time. You might have wondered about your path, your decisions, and your comprehension. You might have questioned whether you were seeing things accurately, or if you were just thinking too much. However, you are starting to see clearly now, and clarity dispels uncertainty. Not all at once, but gradually. Confirmation operates in this manner. It's not necessarily a loud response. It frequently manifests as a sense of knowledge that settles within of you. You start to feel certain in a way that doesn't need to be explained. This is the kind of affirmation that gives you strength. You don't need other people to agree with you. It doesn't rely on outside confirmation. It is things you know about yourself. And it counts because you start to trust yourself more when you acknowledge your own clarity. Furthermore, faith is what enables you to keep going. You don't only rely on what you are told anymore. You're starting to depend on what you know. This is the realization of growth. You will notice something else while this confirmation goes on. You will start to become less hesitant. Unlike before, you won't feel the urge to second-guess every choice. You will continue to think. You won't stay mired in uncertainty, but you will still think. This is a result of your growing self-confidence. Being certain does not imply that you are an expert. It indicates that you have faith in your knowledge, and that's sufficient to proceed. You can also start looking to your outside world for validation. Little indicators, situational shifts, or unexpected clarity and torques could start to mirror your inner feelings. These are not arbitrary. Your affinity is reflected in them. However, pay close attention, my kid. Do not rely solely on confirmation from outside sources. You are the first to receive true confirmation. Your inner awareness should not be replaced by external indicators, although they can help. You have to develop the ability to trust your feelings, your understanding, and what you know to be true. You stay solid in this way. Since not everything outside of you will be clear, this is how you keep going forward without getting confused by every outside influence. Your path won't be understood by everyone. Not every circumstance will make clear right away. However, you may navigate ambiguity without losing your way if you have self-awareness. This is power, and you are currently developing this strength. You are not as unsure as you used to be. You don't get shaken as easily as you used to. Your comprehension is helping you to ground yourself, and you will be guided onward by that grounding. Therefore, don't disregard this confirmation. Don't write it off as a minor issue. It's crucial. It is demonstrating to you that you are headed in the right direction. It serves as a reminder that the feelings you have been experiencing are genuine. It is enhancing your consciousness to enable you to proceed with clarity. And never forget this, my child, your path does not end with confirmation. It indicates that your movement is proper. It's a moment that makes you feel more confident so you can carry on. Thus, accept it, acknowledge it, and proceed. Write "I see clearly" below if you believe that things are starting to make more sense to you, and that you are starting to comprehend your path more thoroughly. It's your way of admitting that you are not lost, that you are growing conscious, and that you know where you are headed. If these words are making you feel more confident, write "Trust what I feel" below. Let it be a straightforward affirmation that you are choosing awareness, that you are moving forward with clarity, and that you are not doubting yourself as often as you formerly did. My darling, continue on this adventure. Don't move away just yet. There is still more to come. As you proceed, there will be more to comprehend and experience. Your life's events are not coincidental. It is affirmation, and every conscious step you take is fortifying your path and pointing you in the direction of what is already waiting for you. My child, listen intently and remain motionless within yourself. Because what is happening right now is complete transformation rather than just confirmation. In addition to awakening, aligning, preparing, repositioning, refining, elevating, activating, moving, expanding, establishing, materialize and validate you, but to finish a long-term metamorphosis that has been happening within of you. This is no longer the beginning. The becoming is this. You are changing right now. This is why, despite your best efforts, you are no longer able to become the person you once were. Your perspective has evolved. Your perspective has shifted and your response has altered. Parts of your former self no longer feel natural, even if they attempt to resurface. You've outgrown them, which is why you cannot transform yourself in reverse. You cannot lose awareness once you've gained it. You cannot return to uncertainty once you see clearly. You are currently in this location. And I understand that this can simultaneously feel strong and strange, my child. You are still fully moving into who you are becoming, yet there may be times when you feel powerful and clear and times when you feel uncertain only because you are no longer who you used to be. There is no uncertainty in this area. It is a location of fulfillment. A cycle is coming to an end of expansion. You are here because of everything you have gone through, learnt, and experienced. You are now embracing a new way of being. Doing more is not the goal here. This is about becoming unique, more conscious, more deliberate, and more in line with your own truths. The way you used to live has changed. The patterns of your reactions have changed. You no longer have the same constrained perspective of yourself. This is a change become a reality in your life. You'll start to realize that your decisions become more obvious as this metamorphosis takes place inside of you. Not because everything is simple, but rather because you have a deeper understanding of who you are. Confusion no longer influences your decision-making. You are using awareness to make decisions, because awareness leads to direction and direction leads to purpose. This change is profound. Now, you're starting to move with intention. Not by coercing it or attempting to demonstrate something, but by aligning instinctively with what seems appropriate. Transformation manifests itself in this way. Your behavior demonstrates it. Your answers reflect this. It's evident in your demeanor. Others could start to notice it even if you don't. They might observe that you are more composed, concentrated, and grounded. They might think you've changed, and they might be correct. You've evolved. However, you don't need to justify this adjustment. You just have to live with it. Since transformation is not about persuading people, it is about living up to who you have become. And pay close attention, my child. Thighs is crucial. You have to stay loyal to who you have become going forward. Just because an old pattern seems familiar doesn't mean you should retreat into it. Don't reduce your awareness for the sake of ease. Don't disregard your development in order to conform to something that no longer suits you. You've gone too far for that. Respect your metamorphosis. Honor the development you have undergone. Appreciate the consciousness you've grown. This is how you carry on. Staying true to who you are now is more important than going back. There can still be difficulties. Even if you are now more prepared, there may still be times when you are put to the test, feel unsure, or are asked to make another decision. You are not the same person you were in those situations. You're more powerful. You are more conscious. You're in better alignment. You'll approach things differently as a result. This is the ongoing process of transformation. Not by avoiding difficulties, but by reacting to them with a fresh perspective. Therefore, don't be afraid of what lies ahead. You're prepared for it. You've been ready for it, and now you're re-entering it. This is how you are becoming. You know that something has really changed inside of you if you can sense that you are not the person you were before. Below, I am changed. Let it serve as a means for you to accept that you have changed, that you have matured, and that you are becoming a different person. Additionally, if these terms are beneficial, you see how you've changed. Right, I embrace my growth underneath. Let it be a straightforward affirmation that you are accepting who you are becoming, that you are not fighting it, and that you are proceeding mindfully. My darling, continue on this adventure. Don't move away just yet. As you proceed, there is still more to discover, more to go through, and more to live. Your life's events are not coincidental. It's a change. Additionally, every action you perform today is about becoming something new rather than living completely as the person you have become. Come into this moment, my child, and listen with all of your heart. Because what is happening right now is both fulfillment and transformation. In addition to awakening, aligning, preparing, repositioning, refining, elevating, activating, moving, expanding, establishing, manifesting, confirming, and transforming you. The purpose of calling your name at 3003 a.m. was to bring you into the fulfillment of what has been written inside you from the start. This is no longer something far away. You are doing this entering the present moment. You're about to experience fulfillment. Because of this, everything you have experienced starts to make more sense. None of the difficulties, delays, misunderstandings, or lessons were in vain. There was a reason behind every step of your trip, even if you were unable to perceive it at the moment. You are starting to see the connections between everything now. Getting something is not the only way to feel fulfilled. It involves developing into a person who is prepared to receive. And you've turned into that individual. Your awareness has increased. You have improved their comprehension. You've gone through what you have to go through. Additionally, you are no longer waiting in the same manner as before. You are entering what has already been set up. This does not imply that everything will become simple overnight. However, it does imply that things will start to make sense. Direction will become easier for you to see. Opportunities will become easier for you to spot. You'll feel more confident in your decisions. This is the beginning of your life's fulfillment. And pay attention, this is crucial, so proceed with caution, my child. The ultimate goal is not fulfillment, it's a way of life. It's the moment when you stop looking outside of yourself for what has been developing within of you. It's the time when you start living intentionally, clearly, and with awareness. You are no longer pursuing anything. You are in harmony with what you currently own. This is a significant change because you start receiving instead of chasing. You start to allow when you cease pushing. When you give up doubting, you start to have faith. You are currently in this location. Yes, my darling, you might still have times of uncertainty. Even while you might still have times when you wonder what's going on, those times will no longer define who you are. You won't remain in them as long as you used to. You will navigate them mindfully. This is the distinction. Every thought, emotion, and circumstance no longer controls you. Although you are conscious of them, they do not define you. This is liberty. Additionally, this independence is a component of your satisfaction. You are learning to live without being constrained by your former limitations. You relearning how to let go of everything from the past. You relearning how to be in the moment without letting the future consume you. This is equilibrium. Additionally, stability is produced by balance. Additionally, stability makes it possible for fulfillment to keep developing in your life. Thus, do not hurry this time. Don't ignore it. Never assume that what you are going through is insignificant. This is important. This is the outcome of all that you have been through. Living in accordance with your new identity starts now. And as you keep going, you will see that this fulfillment is becoming more evident in your life. Your behavior will seem more deliberate. Your choices will seem more cohesive. You will feel more convinced about your direction. This is due to your alignment rather than the fact that everything is flawless. Everything is altered by alignment. It alters how you overcome obstacles rather than eliminating them. Although it doesn't totally eliminate uncertainty, it provides you with the clarity to carry on. It gives your effort purpose rather than taking it away. You are entering this existence, a life in which you are not lost, stuck, or waiting aimlessly. You in motion. You know, you are prepared and in alignment. So, my child, cherish this moment. Don't wait any longer. Don't question what has already been made clear to you. Never go back to what you've already outgrown. Proceed with assurance, consciousness, and with confidence as you are not venturing into uncharted territory without direction. You are prepared to enter anything with a purpose and are prepared to live it. Write, I am fulfilled below if you sense that you are moving into what is meant for you rather than searching. Let it be your way of admitting that you have changed, that you are prepared to live what has been planned for you, and that you are in alignment. And if you've been thinking about these words ever since, write, I stayed until the end below. Let it be an indication of your commitment, awareness, and refusal to abandon what has been shown to you. My darling, never lose touch with this awareness. Take it with you after this moment. Allow it to direct your path, your thoughts, and your actions. And if these words have given you strength in your spirit, clarity in your thoughts, and serenity in your heart, please use the link below to support our ministry. In order for this message to continue, reaching those they still need light, are still looking, and are still waiting.